It's IPO season for the Lal Street as companies are making a beeline to list their shares on the buses. So hence, we've decided to give you a point-by-point guide on the checklist to the things you must consider about a company that's getting set to list before you consider subscribing for their IPO. Point number one, starting with the basics. What exactly is the business model of the company that wishes to list their shares? What's the moat that it has? What sets it apart from its peers? What makes it unique? That's something that's very, very basic and one needs to understand. Point number two, valuations. Now, in this case, the valuations would be judged on what is the price band that the promoter or the company is essentially offering to the general public. The easiest way, of course, to do so is like what we do with every other listed company. We compare it with the peers in the listed space. However, if there are no companies in the listed space, then you can move on to point number three and point number four, which are management pedigree and financials. Let's talk about management pedigree first. What exactly has been the track record? How have companies that he or she has managed performed in the past, or for that matter, the company that's in question itself? And of course, more importantly, what exactly is the management's style of management, as well as, of course, the governance methods. That's extremely important to understand as well. And finally, financials. How consistent have they been on their sales, on the growth for sales? Have they been able to turn around their operations well? Is it profit making? Yes, there may have been some bad years, but how well have they been able to, sort of overcome all of those problems as well, would display a company's, sort of quality and whether it is worth subscribing to or not. So try and judge, your IPOs that are forthcoming, that's scams, Khemka specialty, angel broking, keeping these four parameters in mind. In fact, just to put forward an example, that's what we did with Happiest Minds as well as, Root Mobile, judging it by its business. Pretty interesting, a little different from peers, IT peers that is. The management, enough and more has been said about Happiest Minds management, Mr. Ashok Soota, with his rich experience in companies like Mindtree, etc. The financials have been steady. Like I mentioned, the point where companies sometimes hit a tough time, but look at the way, again, Mr. Ashok Soota and team has managed to steer the company around. And then, of course, the valuations bit, which for Happiest Minds is pretty comfortable. So I hope this gives you a guide to start off. Remember that there are two IPOs that are currently on. Angel Broking's IPO will open tomorrow. So ensure that you judge these three IPOs with this 4-point financial checklist and you're good to go.